DreAllDay.com.
What's up, everybody? Dre Baldwin, DreAllDay.com. Weekly motivation is about leadership. Call it lead from the front. And that actual phrase I got from one of my favorite books I read called The 50th Law is by Robert Greene and 50 Cent. But lead from the front basically is about, a lot of people ask me questions, players ask me questions about, hey, well, on my team, I'm a good player, but nobody else is good, and I'm serious and nobody else is serious, or I'm trying to be a good player and help us get better by doing X, Y, Z, but the other players on my team, they're not serious and they're doing all this other stuff, and I'm producing, they're not producing. What can I do to make them more serious? What can I do to make them play better? What can I do to lift my team up? Even though I'm doing good, my team gets no recognition because we don't win. What can I do to have an effect on everybody else? And lead from the front basically means that we all know, even you young players know, you don't have to be too old to realize it in life that when you within a group and people not doing what you want to do, yelling at them, complaining about them, nagging them about stuff that they're not doing, that doesn't work. We all know that doesn't work. It could be just, a group could be two people. Yelling at people, complaining about them not doing what you want them to do, nagging them, just getting on them over and over every single day, that doesn't work at all. All that's going to do is make people resent you, not want to deal with you, and get away from that team, that group, or whatever it is, as soon as possible to get away from you, even though they probably know they're not performing at the level that you are, but you harassing them every day about it is not going to work. So lead from the front means you have to set an example. You set an example by showing up before everybody else, leaving later, working harder than everybody else, being the one to stick your neck out when there's a difficult situation. You're the one that steps up first in line and says, let me go through it first so everybody else can see. So even if you don't do it right, because you're not always going to get it right when you're the leader. You might mess up. You might have a bad game if you're a basketball player, but it's okay to have a bad game because this is an imperfect game. I mean, any business, any game you play, any sport, nobody's perfect. Businesses make mistakes. They put out the wrong products. Athletes, any sport you name, nobody's perfect every game. Even the best player has a bad game, but you're stepping out in the front. You had a bad game, okay. The next day, what are you doing in practice? Did you show up? Are you working hard? Are you sulking because of the last game? Are you being lazy because you didn't get the ball when you were supposed to? Have you stopped trying hard because you just accepted the fact your team's going to be losing? That's not leading. Leading from the front means setting an example every single day about what you're doing. Everybody else can follow that lead, because we all know that in business or any sport, the team eventually is going to follow the lead of the best player or best players. So whoever they are, if you claim to be that best player, the team will eventually start to follow in your footsteps if you're setting any kind of example to be followed. So lead from the front, set an example. Don't yell at them, don't scream at them, don't complain about them, because that's not going to change anything. It's just going to make it worse, actually. All you got to do is go out there and do what you're supposed to do. And if you really are the best player, or you're becoming one of the best players, your example will be followed. Work on your game,